All right, today we're going to talk about a pretty fundamental shift in how we as developers need to think about our professional identity. We're moving past the old tired resume and into something, well, something alive, a living identity, all powered by an open source framework called 01-Portfolio-DevTools. I want to start with this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Your codebase is constantly changing, evolving with every single commit. So why is your portfolio, the one thing that's supposed to show off that work, stuck in the past? This isn't just a clever line. It's the new benchmark. It's the new standard for proving you know your stuff.
And this right here is what we're talking about. This is the future of who we are professionally. In a world totally run by AI and automation, your value isn't some static business card anymore. No way. It's a live, verifiable stream of what you can do, and it's tied directly to the code you're pushing every single day.
Okay, so let's dig into the core of the problem. We're making a pretty bold claim here. The static resume is dead. But why? Why are these methods we've all been using for decades just not cutting it anymore? Here's the deal. A traditional portfolio is basically a history book. It talks about what you did, but in today's job market, with AI filtering everything, what really matters is what you can do right now. Recruiters, hiring managers, even the automated systems, they all need living proof, not just a dusty list of stuff you did last year. And that reality forces us to completely rethink everything. We have to move away from that old model of just showing our work. We need to get to something way more powerful, proving our existence as active, skilled developers who are constantly growing.
Just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? On the left, you've got the old world, curated, polished, always looking in the rearview mirror. And on the right, that's the new world, raw, real-time, and actually alive. We're ditching the dead PDF for an automated story that proves you're in the game.
So how do we actually do this? How do we make that jump? Well, that's where 01-Portfolio-DevTools comes into the picture. You can think of it as the engine that drives this whole transformation. It's an open-source framework built specifically to turn your code, your activity, your everything into a story about who you are as a developer, and it does it automatically. And this is what it can look like in action. Now, I need you to get this. This is not a mock-up. It's not a pretty picture someone made in Figma. That's a live feed of your work. Those terminal commands you see, that's real-time data, turning your portfolio into a true digital command center for your career. Okay, let's talk strategy. We call this weaponizing the framework. And yeah, it sounds intense, because it is. This is all about architecting a persistent digital signal that is constantly broadcasting your skills and your activity so you can cut through all the noise. It all starts with a really simple but kind of profound idea. First, you turn your own local terminal into a broadcast station. From there, you set up what we call automation hooks, and these connect your dev environment, your IDE, your command line, directly to your public identity. Your goal totally shifts. You're not just building a website anymore, you are architecting a nonstop signal that proves you're the real deal. And this is where things get really, really cool. Let's talk about injecting live telemetry. This is the absolute key step that takes you from showing off polished, curated examples to presenting raw, undeniable proof of your work as it's happening. So what does that actually mean? Well, first, you integrate live data. I'm talking system logs, active project heartbeats, right into your portfolio's layout. Then, you automate these telemetry streams, which are basically live data feeds of your work, to visualize things like your coding velocity. And what you get is a totally transparent window into your real-time problem-solving process. Let's make this real for a second. Take a look at this example project. On a static resume, this whole amazing ecosystem might just be a single bullet point, if you're lucky. But here, it's broken down into its core living components. This isn't just you saying you worked on something complex. It's verifiable proof. And the best part? All of this can be updated automatically, pulled right from the source code. And you know, it doesn't all have to be super complex, high-level stuff. Take something as simple as your repository stats. Manually updating a chart like this on a resume, that's a chore nobody ever does. But when it's pulled directly from the source, it becomes a dynamic, living piece of your story. It's just another bit of automated proof that shows, not just tells, what you're building right now. So, what's the end game here? All of this work, it culminates in creating your automated digital signature, a professional identity that is 100% yours and that evolves right alongside you and your work.
This is where you make it yours. You can customize UI components to visually reflect your tech stack. You can take your GitHub contributions and turn them into these awesome interactive 3D data visualizations. You build the whole thing on a modular architecture so it can grow with you. And then, the final, most crucial piece, the CI/CD pipeline. This is what puts the whole thing on autopilot, making sure your public identity updates itself with every single commit.
You see, when you build your identity this way, your technical stack, the languages, the frameworks, all the tools you've mastered, it stops being just a static list of keywords. It becomes your signature. It's a unique, verifiable, and living mark of who you are as a creator. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Your work is in a constant state of evolution, right? So why isn't your portfolio? If it's just sitting there, static, what crucial parts of your story is it leaving untold?